Hey guys, how are you? Woo! It is Monday. Let's sit here and see if we get anybody going on the live feed. See who we got here. Want to say I'm very excited about being here today. Very excited. A lot of good stuff going on. A lot of good stuff going on. Let's give it a second to see who's here. I am. Today is day. How many days is it for me to sober? No alcohol. Let's see. Let's see how that is. My spiritual toolkit. We're going to look at, oh, ha, ha, day 88. Can you believe that stuff? Day 88. So we're looking at Tom Mabe. Oh, no, this is Sober Talk. Sober Talk, we have David Edmiston here. Hey, David. Chris Muth, Joel Harris, Ted Watson. Come on, Bev. I'm worried. Where's Bev at? I really do get worried if I don't see Bev because she's there every single time. So let's let a few people get going here. It is raining here in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm over here off Hurstbourne Lane. I'm just minutes away from my home, and went home and made dinner for my family. Wes Hopkins, hi there, old friend. Hey, Wes, how you doing? And so yeah, man, it is a very very cool. This is Stephanie's dad. How you doing, Wes? Good to see you here. So Wes has some war stories on me. I'm sure he's seen me intoxicated quite a few times over the years. Wes and his family live up in the state above me, so don't want to give them out, but they live at 2814 Raintree Circle, Indianapolis, Indiana. But hey, that's between you guys and whoever y'all tell. Teasing. So I do want to bring something up real quick that I can't. A lot of times, people, I can't give advice. I'm not a doctor. I'm a I'm in recovery just like you guys. I'm just trying to stay sober. Uh, People will send me say I need to talk to you. You need to call me. You need to call me. And I get this email every day. I can listen, but I'd rather do it here on the show. But I can't give any advice if any medical advice or anything. But I can just say what's working for me. And another thing with the GoFundmes, I can't really do anything with the GoFundmes because we've done that in the past, and they were cons. It was a scam, and I got in a little bit of trouble for that. So don't take it personally if I don't call you directly all the time. So I've done it. I will, and I'll be in ear, but I just can't. I just don't make a habit of it. Thanksgiving here in Canada, so super. Thanksgiving for another day sober. All right, super thankful for another day sober. All right, let's switch over to here. And you guys are here because you want to get sober, you need to get sober, or perhaps you're just sober curious for whatever the reason is. I'm happy that you're here because it's holding me accountable. It's helping me out more than it's helping you guys out. So that's a cool thing about it. I put links in the description for the podcast. The podcast is up and running. People are asking about that. Yeah, Sober Talk Live. We have a YouTube channel if you want to watch this at another time. That too is Sober Talk Live. And of course, the Facebook page you're on is Sober Talk Live. I know a few of you guys over at Mabe in America, you over at Tom Mabe Comedy, and I'm actually even going to post to my personal page here in a second. So, how do you know if you got a drinking problem? If it causes problems. And today I was trading war stories with my buddy Jeff Graham. Jeff is kind of involved with the show behind the scenes a little bit, and he comes on. He's very funny. We were reminding him about the time my manager, Joe Boland, was also managed Leonard Skinner, and I went to Memphis to do radio. All I had to do is go to Memphis and do radio, wake up the next morning and go in the studio and do radio to promote the first CD. And I got so drunk at the Skinner concert the night before. I was backstage hanging with everybody, and we're just laughing. It was incredible. I have a lot of great backstage stories. But this story, this story, I was leaving the stage area, and there was some drunk guy, Confederate flag, and he just Skinner, yeah, yeah, just totally was a Leonard Skinner super fan. And I was leaving. I knew I was gonna, so I took off my backstage pass and I gave it to him. And the guy went back there and just kind of wreaked all kinds of havoc, and caused some problems. And the next morning, I got the call to wake me up to do radio, and I was too drunk to make it to the radio station, so I had to do a phoner. And, if you ever heard me on the radio in the morning, you got to be all the way on, all the way up. Oh, man, it's good to be out of CDs rocking, blah, blah, blah. And I was just dragging. Same thing with at a Howard Stern story, same thing. But and then I got the call from Joe Bolin. Did you give away your backstage pass? They describe a guy that looked like Tom Green. And Tom, I had to be, I said, yeah, I was drunk. I'm sorry. So, but anywho, we're going to switch over from Sober Talk to just, for me, behind the scenes here. So I'm going to read some of the comments. But let's give our buddy Al. Al's a dear friend of mine. Al is he's we kind of quit drinking around the same time, so let's give Al a call. Let's see, call Al Messer. Al Messer. So, like I said, how do you know if you got a drinking problem? If it causes problems. So, well, I don't want you to call more than one person there. I just want you to call. I'm sorry, guys. This is Hope you guys are well. I'm having a good time. I feel really good. I was binge watching this show called Hell on Wheels last night. I didn't go to bed till like 3:45 in the morning. And my wife is just texting me saying, "Bring home gummies, CBD gummies." Oh yeah, hempwellnessfarm.com, folks. Hempwellnessfarm.com. CBD gummies. We have isolates. We have full spectrum, all across the board. We have you covered, and that would help us out. Also in the link, there is a if you want to become a supporter of my platform, it will say Tom Mabe Comedy when you support, but that money will go to hiring a person to run the board and help us out here and cover some expenses. Also, we do a lot of animal videos where we give back to we do animal videos. We're going to a shelter and unannounced and just give all the puppies, all the dogs a makeover and buy computers for the shelter and whatnot. We love doing good things for people who do good things. So let's see if this guy picks up here. And if not, we'll wing it. But boy, what I say, day 8, what was the day 88 for me? My memory's gone. So, hey, Tom, hey, Jeremy, Teresa Mercer, awesome. 88 days, thanks. 80 days, loving you. Yeah, thanks for inspiring others. Thank you, Teresa. And we have Birdie. Hi there, sir. Hi there, Birdie. Daniel. Hey, Daniel. So we may have to throw some Hail Mary. Something wrong with my phone. May have to have you guys.
I'm sorry, the person.
All right, let's go down to. Let's go here. We're going to call Kevin Llewellyn. Here we go. Kevin Llewellyn. Hopefully you're there. Hopefully you're picking up. Oh, don't you dare.
The number you dialed is not a working number.
Well, how about that? Kevin Llewellyn, send me your number again. Let's go. Can you text me a couple of minutes before you call? Let's see. Well, Al just called you. So.
Hello?
Hey, buddy, Tom Mabe. How are you?
Hey, Tom. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, man, just winging it. Just like this real fancy official show thing I'm doing here.
Are we live right now?
Yeah, we are live. So
what's up, America?
What's up, America? America, we got
I'm out
people
here trying to catch this cat been scratching on my boat.
Oh, you live on a boat. Tell me about that.
No, I don't live on a boat. I have a boat on the side of the house, and it's climbing up in there. I see this big old black cat coming outside every morning. I'm thinking he's trying to bed down in my. So I got some.
Maybe
I got a cat trap out there with some lasagna.
Lasagna. Cats love the lasagna. So you'll just
That's
tell
right.
me that once you catch the cat, you'll take it out to the wilderness and let it go or something, or you'll.
Oh yeah, I mean I'll just relocate it. I ain't gonna kill it or nothing.
Good. So man, tell me your story. It's Clay, right?
Dustin.
All right, George. What's happening? No, okay, yeah. Is it Dustin or Justin? I got Dustin here.
No, Dustin. I told my story once before, man. I just I was really bad on the painkillers and stuff.
Yeah. So
I'm back up here to Kentucky, swap one drug for another. Started doing the alcohol thing.
Yeah.
And I told you last time I talked to you, when you take something out of the equation, you got to add something to the equation.
Yeah, let's talk about that because I'm considering. I've had that sober talk. And I really, really desperately need to add. I want to improve my health as far as being in shape. I want to do some cardio and weights and things that. Have you done anything other than swapping out one drug for another, or drugs for another?
Yeah.
What do you remind me? What is it?
Well, it was first of all it was the Lord, but usually that doesn't get a long long response time. But fishing, man, fishing saved my life. If there's one thing that I swapped one thing for, it would be fishing. I remember being, so dope sick and just like, there's one thing that I would never do. I would, like, if my buddy says, "Hey man, we're going on the boat. I need you to show up here at this time," and my other buddy who's a drug dealer said, "Hey, that stuff's coming through real quick," I always chose the boat. Like that is my thing.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
like I would be on the boat throwing up, snot running down my nose, but having a ball.
And that's what you call dope sick, huh? That's what you're when you get sick
Yeah,
like that. How long does that last? How did you get over the, I guess you're doing heroin or meth or something like that?
Yeah, it was pain pills, heroin, stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay. So, how did you wean yourself off of that? I totally forget because I'm old.
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't really go into depth about it, but when I was in Florida, I did 2 years on Suboxone.
Okay.
And it was like a miracle thing. Whenever I come off of it, I was like, "Thank you, Jesus, for this thing." Like,
But isn't
because they wean you off.
Suboxone? Oh, so they wean you off of the heroin, or they wean you off the Suboxone?
Yeah, like you'll go in there dope sick, and they'll give you a dosage. Now, if you're still dope sick, you got all the symptoms of being dope sick, they'll up the dosage.
Okay.
And then they get you on a level playing field, and then every month you go in there and get evaluated, and they'll cut it down 1 milligram or a half milligram or a percentage at a time.
Okay.
Now, it works if you work it. A lot of people misuse the system,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and they'll take them and sell them for whatever. But it works if you work it. And I really wanted to get off of it. So.
Was that expensive? Did insurance cover that, or how did that work?
Oh no, my mom got a lot of money. Thank God for Mama Dukes and
Is she
Daddy
single?
Warbucks.
Is she a decent looking lady?
No, I don't think so. She's selling real estate though.
Well, there you go. But no, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
right now you're fishing and that's kind of your new drug of choice, a hobby. A lot of people get into hobbies, be it running.
Well, I'm just like you, man. Whenever the winter starts to come, you can't really do as much fishing. Well, you can, but the catching slows down. So
yeah.
I turn to cardio and stuff like that, which that can become a drug in itself.
Oh yeah,
but it's a healthy drug.
Yeah, and those endorphins and dopamines and
I enjoy it.
I'm getting ready to go back to I live in Louisville and I have a place on the beach on Hilton Head Island, and I'm getting ready to go back there, and I guess I'll probably leave Friday or Saturday. And I've noticed, if you look out my window, I mean, you see the beach. There's these shrimp boats that just go. For whatever reason, outside my place must be a hot spot because they're just circling right out there. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. They were doing the last time I was there, which was a couple of weeks ago. But I've never been deep sea fishing. I want to do that. With me, though, the activity.
You got all the money, you could afford it.
Oh, jeez Louise. College. Then after college is medical school. Don't. The more money you have, the more you spend. Trust me.
My buddy took me out one day, and I was like looking to get into a new hobby.
Yeah.
And he pulls this like 8-pound largemouth toad out from under a rock in probably 2 foot of water.
Yeah.
And I was hooked. Like as soon as he let me hold that thing, I was like, how does that big dinosaur live under that little rock?
Wow.
And it was like during spawning season, and so I just started researching it, and like I was searching for that same high.
With me though, I associate because I've always been a boater. I've had a couple of boats, and I always associate boating with beer drinking. And it's like the law. If you go out on the boat and there's no beer, you're like, it's just a screwed up day. Let's just pack up and go home. It was just that's how I always, I want to. My friend Jeff said he went out fishing in North Carolina. He said, wait, you could do this and not drink and still have fun. So I'm excited to try new things sober, and that's what this is all about. We're a community of just trying to, because everything's a trigger. Like that one lady said, Monday's a trigger, doing laundry's a trigger. So I really, really want to start enjoying things. Today I was Dustin. I was jamming Christmas music all day. That always takes me to a happy place. I love the holiday music. But what were you going to say? We'll wrap it up here, but I want to give you a minute here to talk.
Well, I was just asking what the topic was tonight.
You know what? The topic is right now. The topic is fishing and black cats in boats. I came in. I said, you know what?
Hey,
I'm going whatever. Who the person I talk to first? We're going to talk about.
Hey, I'm a firm believer that God he is real and He is a creative God, and for some reason He has put it in me to to be able to go out and enjoy fishing, even if I didn't have any beer. Like it's that search for the big largemouth. That's what keeps me going, and I love it. And I've been hooked ever since. And God has made each one of us with. So you just gotta find what you love. You gotta find what you love and do it.
Yeah, and I love working. I know that. I'm considering.
I'm the same way. I'm a workaholic.
But I also got to make sure I'm not just. I got to give my kids enough time, my family enough time, everything like that. I'm considering starting doing sober talk in addition to 8 o'clock at night.
I see you doing a lot of sober talk, man, and I'm always like.
I want to do one in the morning though. I want to do 8 o'clock in the morning sober talk. That's what I want to do.
Well, why do you want to do it?
Just because it's a reminder. It gets me going straight, and so
it's a good accountability, and you're like helping people. There's something about helping people that like it's an addiction in itself. I mean, a healthy one. Don't take addiction as demeaning in any way if I say it, but it's all about finding what you love. If that's what you love, man, do it.
Brother, good hearing your voice. I finally got Kevin Llewellyn's number here. Thanks for thanks for catching us up to what's going on, and I will talk with you soon.
I appreciate you, buddy. Keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Woohoo! So that was Dustin. Let's call. Here is Kevin Llewellyn's number. Let me share this sober talk to our other pages, folks. We are calling Kevin Llewellyn. Kevin has a lot of experience and a lot of different things with sobriety, and it's interesting for his work, his career.
This is Kevin.
Hey, Kevin. Tom Mabe. How are you, buddy?
Hey, doing good, man. How are you?
I'm well. So last time you and I spoke off the air, you were telling me, bringing up some topics of stuff that's going on with you, with your sobriety and your work, telling someone you can't drink, that you're an alcoholic. Can we touch base on a few of those things? And I'll let you lead because you had like 3 topics you want to touch on.
Oh, yeah. Well, the first one is definitely being in a professional work environment where people drink and there's social events. And I would say the biggest problem I had originally was dealing with the judgmental mentalities of individuals not understanding that alcoholism or addiction itself is a disease. And so when I would go out to events and do stuff, I would obviously not drink, but I would have to separate myself sometimes from situations just because everybody was drinking and it was a huge trigger.
Right.
But I have noticed that people treat you differently when you tell them, yeah, I'm a recovering alcoholic. And it's never, it's like, the easiest way to explain it is just it's a straight judgmental mentality.
Well, no, but it's just like, I'm in the hemp business, one of my little side hustles, one of those companies. And, people used to vilify hemp, so bad, or any THC. And I know, that plant has so many components, different cannabinoids in that plant that are doing great things for a lot of people, especially people suffering from cancer. But it's been vilified for so long that, no, stay away from that, stay away from that. The issues that we've had when we got into the business. And you say recovering alcoholic. I mean, around my house growing up, you can't spend the night over. His dad's a recovering alcoholic. That's so that kind of, I kind of get it. I kind of get it. So I'm one of those people. Even though I'm a recovering alcoholic, I still, I can see where it's kind of, But John, there's a lawyer, a prominent lawyer in town. Comes from a big family. He says some of my best friends are ex-cons, drug addicts, and alcoholics, because he's part of the program, and talk about probably some of the greatest people you ever meet, because they finally start living well and living better than other people who have no issue with drinking. So you had to do some separation with you and the folks at work, because they just thought you were, can we address the pink elephant in the room or the white elephant? It was you.
Yep. Yeah. And it's difficult too, just because as alcoholics or users in general, we are the masters of deception. We are so good at lying and hiding throughout, whether it's a short stretch of use or years and years and years. And people see the constant, folks, I'm going to get sober, I'm going to get better, and they relapse, or they're just putting up a front so that they can get more money to go use again. So we do it to ourselves in a sense, that there are a lot of folks who aren't ready to get sober or clean yet that do burn bridges and do put bad taste in people's mouths.
Yeah.
But the difficult part is that it does not allow people who are ready to go into recovery, who are ready to be sober. It doesn't allow people to open their minds to, oh, well, this guy actually has his stuff together. Okay.
Right.
This person is doing the right thing. They always think, oh, well, when are they going to relapse? When's it going to happen? I had a person who was a really good friend, a really good mentor that, when I said I need to go to treatment, I've enrolled into treatment, I'm getting ready to go in a couple weeks. He looked at me and said that an alcoholic is always a liar, and you will always be an alcoholic, and you will eventually relapse, and I can never trust you again.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, and that was the last time we ever talked. We have not spoke since, and it's just like.
So this, I'm sorry, back up because my ADD. So this was a decent friend of yours, a good friend, or an acquaintance?
It was somebody that I had looked up to as,
someone
as
you
a
were fond
mentor
of.
for about 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was completely written off in his book. I will never be somebody he could trust. I'm always going to be a liar. I'm always going to be an alcoholic, and then I'm not going to succeed in staying sober.
Real quick, Kevin. I want this guy here, Mike Monty. He says, I messed up a career by telling people I worked with and worked for. I was so happy to be sober. Wanted to tell everybody, big mistake. Interesting, big mistake for Mike Monty for telling people that he was. Yeah, I'm fortunate. I'm older. I don't care, and I just want to do what's right.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
And you can't. Another big shock that really happened to me was, and this one really caught me off guard when I changed careers, and we had open enrollment for insurance a couple months ago, and with the company I'm working for now, I signed up for life insurance. And I was very honest on my application, and one of the boxes is, have you ever been to rehabilitation for alcohol or drug use? And I checked it, and then it said, please explain. And I went to rehab for alcohol abuse. And about 60 days later, I got a letter saying I was declined for life insurance. And so if you want to appeal it, you can write them a letter. So I did, wrote them a letter and said, hey, I'm confused. I was a functioning alcoholic for many years, 15, 17 years, whatever. And I carried life insurance, $1 million worth of life insurance. And I was open with them how much I drank. They did blood draws, physicals, and they still gave me insurance. Why can't I have $50,000 in life insurance now?
Oh, Kevin.
And they flat came back with it's automatic denial of coverage. So I appealed that, wrote them another letter asking them to pull medical records. I'm in the best shape of my life. I've never been healthier. I passed all my tests, flying colors. I'm doing great. But my insurance company will not provide me life insurance because I went to alcohol rehab. And
let me interrupt. Let me interrupt because I've been self-employed and feast or famine for most of my career, and I've always worried if something were to happen to me, something Melanie and the kids wouldn't have. I only make money at the time. I've got investments and properties and whatnot, but at the time, if I worked, I made money. If I didn't work, I didn't make money. I was a musician, I was a comedian, whatever. I was doing everything I had going on. I only got paid. I didn't have any kind of pension or anything like that. So I applied for life insurance, and I put down at one point my buddy Jeff Graham. He found out about this medication called naltrexone. He said, "Do you take it and you can't get drunk?" And you finally, it's like the patch for nicotine. I took naltrexone and I put that down. And one guy now that I remember, he says, because I went to different agents, I keep on getting turned down for life insurance. Being that I took naltrexone for alcohol, see, I guess apparently naltrexone is also good for opioids, or whatever we call them.
It blocks the receptors. Yep.
Yeah, block the receptors, and it's very common, like if you're a heroin addict or something like that. No, I just was a musician and a comedian, and I was on the road by myself. And at the time, I saw that I was drinking too much, more than usual, even when I was touring full time. I was just trying to help myself, and I messed up by telling the agent on the application. But you have to, because if something were to happen to you, you pay all that money. They'll go back and make sure they can find anything they can
They're going to
dispute.
investigate.
They're
Absolutely.
going to investigate, and that's why I've never been able to get life. And damn it,
Yep.
wow, ha, son of a bitch, never put that
So
together. Wow. Hmm.
yeah, I hear folks who have gone to methadone clinics before and then gotten sober and been sober for years and years, and um, it's strange in the medical field because all the times I was going to the hospital for alcohol abuse, and the doctor's telling me, next time you come in here, you're going to be on a breather tube, and you're so dehydrated. All the negative things to how much alcohol I was drinking. These doctors are telling me you got to get sober, you got to get better. Um, my rehab treatment was only $39,000, which for most rehabs, that's middle of the road. I don't think it was that expensive,
Right.
but the cost to get sober and then the cost to stay sober, once you are there, it's almost like that's when you start to see people turning their backs, whether it's from the medical field or people are judgmental. It's like, I accomplished something. This should be, hey, good job getting sober. You're in better health. You're not doing all these bad things. How can we help elevate you by even giving you a peace of mind, saying, yeah, I could get in a car crash tomorrow. Who knows? But it just blows my mind that there's
No.
not a lot of post recovery assistance,
All right.
and I think that's why this show is so important for folks because you can keep doing AA, that's great, keep doing AA, but it starts to turn into the same things. It's a revolving door. You see people come in, you see people leave, and then the long-standing folks are still there, but there's not a lot of support for what we're doing right now.
Right. That's why I love doing this show. I think this show was eventually going to be, but that's one of these things that we learn that if you're trying to get life insurance and I thought it was I thought because I was taking at one point Prozac for my Tourette syndrome, and I thought
Mm-hmm.
maybe that was it. And then I heard someone say, well, Tourette's ends up in dementia and Alzheimer's, and my biological father, he had dementia and Alzheimer's, and I don't have any signs of any of that. By the way, real quick, my father had dementia, and that no, joke. But I yeah. So there you have it. That's but you know what? S- Screw the life insurance because I was going to die anyway. So no, I can't get life insurance, but I can live longer and live better by not being a drunk. So if you're just tuning in, we're talking
Oh,
about how you cannot get life insurance if you went to rehab or if you took naltrexone. Wow, that's
in
interesting.
in our in our cases, I'm sure somebody can find a life insurance agency that will gladly take our money.
Oh,
The question is, how much are we going to pay per month?
I had someone look into it. They found me life insurance was like 150 a month, but it was like 25 grand. I'm like, I got that on me. I don't want 20. I want to leave $1 million behind me. I don't want to spend 150 bucks a month or whatever it was. It was something totally crazy because when I first applied for it, for $19 a month you can get all. If you're 25, you can get even this. All right, bring it on. And
Yep.
one life insurance sent me underwriter or something said, quit applying. You're not going to get life insurance. I kid you not. I
Yep.
got a letter from the company saying, quit applying. You're not going to get. Let's see here. Let's see. Sorry, well, after working 13 hours. I'll just read a comment here. I thought that was going to be good for our topic, but it was something different. Hey,
Gotcha.
is Bev Holland here, Carl? I have not seen Bev Holland. Uh, Bev is a regular, and if I don't see her, I start to worry. I'm calling the local hospitals. Um, well, yeah. So there you go. That's between you and Mike Monty. He said he run his career for telling somebody who's a recovering alcoholic, and you got denied life insurance because you were honest and said that you went to rehab. How about
Yep.
that? Wow. So what
Learn
else?
something new every day.
Yeah, yeah. So give me you're a plethora of of knowledge. obviously, and it helps me out. And just talking about it, and I was telling Dustin before I called you, I'm thinking about. Well, tomorrow I got to go to Nashville, and uh, and I'm gonna hang out with a buddy of mine, Jim Moose Brown. Jim wrote 5 o'clock somewhere for Alan Jackson. We're working on a tune together, so I may not.
Okay.
Our writing session is not till 2, which is 3 my time. So I may not be back in time for sober talk. So I may do a morning sober talk tomorrow, a special morning sober talk. I can't miss a day. I gotta have every single day. I gotta have something in a Zoom, but I know that a lot of our folks here, so maybe I'll do it on the ride home, but I won't be able to take calls. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But so let's touch on another topic, and then I want to set you free. I want to bring you back on some other things too. What else? Something that that is a good takeaway. The takeaway thus far is that be careful when taking medication and stuff that like naltrexone or admitting. Nah, I don't even want to say that. Just do it. Do whatever you have to do not to drink, but it could kind of hinder you getting life insurance. So that's for sure. So is there another topic you want to touch on there, Kevin?
Well, another one would just be somebody had posted on Sober Talk's page a couple days ago. I don't remember the gal's name, but she had posted a couple bottles of liquor on there saying that she hasn't been sleeping and that she finally gave up. And quite a few of us posted on there giving her words of encouragement.
Was it Natalie? Was it Natalie or Bev?
It wasn't Bev. I don't remember what the gal's name was.
Natalie's here tonight, so that's a good sign. Hi, Natalie Jansen.
Well, I hope that person's doing well.
Okay.
And there's one thing that sleep deprivation or lack of quality sleep it sucks, and we all know that.
Yeah.
But alcohol-induced sleep is worse for you than even an hour of natural sleep.
Wow.
So
so
if you can't sleep and you're like, I'm throwing it, I'm done, and you just okay, I'm going to drink so I can actually sleep, and you pass out drunk, that's not quality sleep. You're not hitting REM. Your body's converting everything into sugar and carbs, and then you get hungover. You don't feel good, but that's not. If you get an hour or two of natural sleep, and I said that backwards, that's better than 8 hours of drunk sleep. If that makes sense. So
that's
your
true.
body,
Go ahead.
your body will sleep when you're tired.
Right.
And when I first stopped drinking, I slept maybe an hour a night, and that was it. If I got it, I'm shaking so bad, I feel like crap. And sleep, it took a solid 6, maybe 7 months before I woke up one morning. I'm like, oh shit, I just slept 8 hours. What changed? It takes so much time for your body to reset. And I mean, we're not doctors here, but obviously talk to your doctor. I know my doctor recommended several different sleep medications that were not habit forming. One of them is hydroxyzine. It's basically like Sudafed.
Yeah.
Benadryl,
okay.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I can take one of those and sleep for 12 hours now.
I got to take 3 or 4 of those. But that's very interesting. So an hour or 2 hours of sober sleep is better than 8 hours of knocked out drunk sleep, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
And that's why I started watching this show, Kevin. It's on Netflix called Hell on Wheels. I couldn't put it down. I couldn't stop it in the TV room last night, and finally, I guess almost 4 a.m. I got to go lay down. So I went and lay down. And I wake up. J-Man had a doctor's appointment this morning, so I get him to the doctor's office, Dr. She, and I slept till maybe like 4.5 hours. I slept, and but I don't feel awful. But if I had to do that and drunk, and I remember during the TV show Made in America, I remember closing down a shoot because I drank the night before, as always, and I didn't sleep well, and I'm like, I can't function, and mentally I was beat. And, again, we had a rigorous schedule. We shot 5-6 bits a day. It was the network was like, no, we got to we had to keep the episodes coming and stuff. And I remember shutting a shoot down because I'm like, I gotta go, I gotta go, and I went home and I just crashed because I had that drunk sleep. Not a whole lot of drunk sleep at that. So. Well, Kevin, man, thank you so much. I'm going to have to give my buddy Al a call. Anything else you want to wrap up with or finish that story? Anything that I'm cutting you off from keeping you from doing?
Nope. Just everybody listening, reach out online. Things are getting tough. There's a lot of people here to help.
Yeah,
And
right. Yeah, we got a private group, but it's in the description. In the description, you can become a supporter. You can go to the podcast, you go to the YouTube. You can also go to our private support group, and everyone's in there. It's a great any question. And guys, can someone send a message to Bev Holland and see if she's okay? Uh, but all right, Kevin, I appreciate it. I will talk with you soon.
all right, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye. That's Mr. Kevin Llewellyn. The big takeaway is if you go to rehab or if you being an alcoholic or admitting that you're in recovery or whatever can be detrimental to getting health insurance or getting a promotion. And he said, his friend said, you're an alcoholic, you're always going to be a liar, no one's ever going to be able to trust you. And unfortunately, I've seen that. I've seen people go back out and not show up for a gig or something because the drinking is more powerful than if you need a drink or if you need a drug, it's like you'll breathe underwater. It's just like you need it. You know you can't breathe underwater, but you need to breathe so bad that you'll breathe underwater, even though you know you're going to drown and die. That's like people who go to a funeral home to see their friend who died of a meth overdose or heroin overdose, and then they're out in the parking lot shooting up meth. There's two people in Kentucky, these two kids went to a funeral to say goodbye to their friend, and then they end up both dying within a week. So it was that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Let me call Al again and see. So here we go. We're calling Al. I'm in a good mood, people. I get to watch Hell on Wheels tonight. Like
Hello.
Hey, buddy, Tom Mabe, Sober Talk. How you doing, Al?
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
Man, it's going great. We were just, I don't know if you've been listening long. We had Dustin on the show, then we had Kevin Llewellyn, and Kevin's telling us about how he couldn't get life insurance because he admitted to going to a rehab facility. And the same thing happened to me. I couldn't get life insurance because I was taking naltrexone. I figured that out. Are you fixing your transmission right now? What the hell's that noise in the background? What are you doing, buddy? Come on.
Oh no, Halloween decoration.
Halloween. Okay. It sounded like you were working on a car.
All right.
So how you been? This is it's 88 for me, and I think you said you quit a little bit after I did. Was it like day 80 for you or 70, 78?
Yeah, I think I'm like 76, 77.
Nice.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, went to the gym today and worked and hung out with the kids, and so yeah, I feel great.
So is it a ongoing now at 70 at your day at 78 days in or whatever? And I know how I would answer. Is it an ongoing battle? I'm not going to drink today. I'm not going to drink today. Or is it just out of your system by now? You think?
You know, as I told you before, for me, it's the short term has never really been a problem. I don't have cravings, but I have to be very careful about that. Normally, it's more the long term for me. You know, after several months or a year or more, is when that voice starts to get back into my head about, oh, maybe I'm okay. Maybe it'll be different.
Right.
So knock on wood, short term has not really been that big of an issue. But as long as I just do my daily routine like we've talked about before, do my meditations, go to meetings, talk to people, just do this kind of stuff, then I think I'm in a pretty good space. But I never want to take it for granted.
Yeah. That's the thing with me. I've never done the steps or anything. Like you guys know, I've quit hundreds of times over the years. I mean, every morning I woke up for months on end, years on end. That's it. I'm never drinking again. And around 2:00 I start. I'm okay. Go ahead and crack me open a beer. So, but this time having Sober Talk, having the AA meetings, the Zoom meetings, I feel pretty stable. I feel pretty as though I'm okay. I feel like I'm going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, and again, I feel that way a lot of days, but again, that's why I don't want to take it for granted. Like, oh, I've got this thing clicked. Because if I do, and if I let down, if I'm complacent, then that's where the problem starts. I just can't do that. Going back to what you first said about life insurance, I think usually after a period of time, you'll be able to get life insurance. I certainly was able to.
Okay.
It just takes some time.
So
Disability is another thing that might take a little longer.
I
Um,
see. I see.
yeah,
So you have heard of people being turned away for life insurance, but then after they ask you how. I remember on the application they ask you how long you've been sober.
yeah.
That was always a thing. So if you get enough time under your belt, maybe you could be reconsidered for life insurance. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, I've never had the problem with life insurance as far as disability insurance. Now that's different. I think that does make a big difference. Life insurance, now usually you might be able to pay a little bit more and still get life insurance, but I've never heard of that on life insurance, just mainly disability.
Yeah. Well, Kevin Llewellyn was turned down, and I was turned down as well.
Hmm.
Hey, Bev Holland is here. She says, "Hey, Tom. Hey, everybody. I'm sorry for being late. Very stressed evening around here, but I'm still sober." That's the thing, man. When you have a really really stressed out life, and here I want to run this by you, Al. You're my friend. You know how I'm wired. Uh, a buddy of mine's having a big birthday, like the turning a big, that big one. The it's like he's old and stuff. And, and we're going to go. We're going to go down to today. We decided we're going to go down to the beach and just go down there for a week, play golf, swim, whatever. And I said, November's a great time because I have a lot of holes in my calendar where I can go in November. And these guys they're partiers, man. They like to drink through alcohol. And I told Melanie about it. She said, you'll think you'll be okay? I said, yeah, I'll do sober talk with a bunch of drunk guys around me yelling and making fun of me, and I think it'd be great. I think I'll be okay. But boy, I will definitely need to be held accountable by our little community here, the sober talk community. That's for sure. What do you think?
Yeah,
You think that's in November? You think that's too much of a chance for me?
for me it would, Tom. Like I said, if I have to, we've talked about this before. If you have a legitimate place to be or a legitimate activity or business need or something where alcohol is being served, I think there's no problem. But that line can certainly be skewed, where it can, if you're going down for other reasons. And I know it's somebody's birthday, so that's that's one thing. But
Yeah,
gosh,
but you're going down to they're going. It's to them. It's a drink fest.
yeah, and that's the concern. If you're there for a short period of time, just popping in, saying hi, celebrating a birthday, and then leaving, then I don't think that's a problem. But if it's like a long term, several days around people that are drinking, that to me would certainly be an issue for me.
Yeah, no, I can see that. It's I may have to think on that one. I may have to talk to my sponsor about that and talk to my therapist about that. But I told
How
you
many
that.
how many days is it?
Oh, probably 7 to 9 days. A lot of golfing, a lot of drinking. God, now you got me second guessing it because I'm like, boy, that sounds like fun. That sounds bourbon and coke. That would be. They have a breathalyzer thing that you can put on your phone. So I could like commit to sober talk here that I'll take the breathalyzer because it will tell you the program that you're working in and whatever. It will. I can show you my alcohol level. I think via this little thing you blow into it that goes into your phone. So I don't know. So that's something to think about. Maybe I will. Maybe that's too much right now. 'Cause, I mean, I'll be like maybe 100 days in by the time that rolls around.
Mm-hmm.
105 days in, and it may be too soon. But boy, if I could do that, that would be monumental. If I could go celebrate someone's huge birthday, turning 50, and then not drink while we're playing golf and at the beach and going and bar hopping. I just thought I'd be the designated driver. Uh,
Yeah.
so,
Well, each person has to make that decision for themselves. Again, for me, I think that was just, again, I'm just speaking for me, that would be playing with fire. It'd almost be like me going into a burning house and say, "Oh, let me see if I can stay away from fire and not get burned." Just
wow, yeah, that's like or going to a burning house and just sitting down there and watching TV. Yeah, it just
yeah,
yeah.
just like, well, I can stay away from the flames, but is that the smartest thing for me to do? And again, I'm just speaking for me because again, if you're there for a short period of time, a couple hours, it's one thing. If you're there for multiple days and it's a drink fest and you're constantly exposed to that, and people may even though they say they're not going to, they may say, "Hey, take a drink, take a drink, take a drink." Then that's just like just dodging too many bullets for me. So that's why. The old saying, if you stay, hang around a barber shop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. And
Yeah.
will that happen in 2 or 3 days? Maybe not. But to me, it's just like I said, going into a burning house unnecessarily.
So let me topic switch on you. So Dustin called in earlier and he said, "Hey, said anything else you want to talk about?" I said, "No, I'm just going to ask you what the topic is about today." When you go to an AA meeting and they read something from the big book and then people comment on it, I guess I need to start being. I think I need to have themes to every show, like triggers, and I've touched on that a little bit. But a lot of times, just people just needing to talk and the share, just to keep them from drinking. Um, I like to plant that seed in your head, Al. Maybe you can help me offline here, maybe putting together some good show topics. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
I need to do that. So so you're putting up Halloween uh, decorations at your house, you are?
Yeah, we just pulled them out. I mentioned to you that we're going through. I'm going through a divorce, so I'm here at the house. My wife has her own place now, and
Mm-hmm.
but just to try to have some sense of normalcy for the kids and all that. We're just doing Halloween decorations, and they're still 2 of my kids are still pretty young, and
How's that
so it's
going?
fun
How's
for
that
them.
going? You're recently sober. You're recently going through a divorce. How is that like the hardest thing you've ever done in your life? I mean, how are you even
Oh
talking
yeah,
right now? How are you even?
yeah, absolutely. After 17 years of marriage and 4 kids, I mean, we're getting along pretty well right now, but there are times where maybe that's not the case, and so
Yeah.
that's also that can also test my so-called serenity, my peace. Like if things are going my way and I feel great. I'm so serene, I'm so peaceful, the world's great. But when they don't go my way, and especially with an ex, the tensions can rise pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's where my peace of mind really gets tested. Am I really peaceful? Am I really serene? Am I really steady in my program? Because those are the things that test me. And a lot of times I find out I got a lot of work to do because I can blow a gasket in a second,
Yeah.
and it's like, whoa, maybe I'm
Dude,
not as healthy as I thought I was.
I can have a mood swing mid sentence. I can go from zero to psychotic to zero to a full blown manic episode. Within.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I had one of my
Sure.
kid the other morning. I woke up and I'm like, no, quit asking. Just like, well, happy. They say happy wife, happy life, and happy ex-wife, happy life. So just keep her happy, and so brother, good hearing your voice. But I do want to, when we're off the phone and offline here, I want to ask you about doing some of this topics and stuff because I want to build a community, but I want to have some kind of structure. I just get on here, I hit record, I get the cameras focused and blah and just go. But I really, really want to start having some good time. So you guys at home, if you have any topic ideas, you can email me. If you want to be on the show, you can email us at sobertalklive@gmail.com. That's sobertalklive@gmail.com. And because yeah, Dustin brought it. He said, I'm just curious what the topic was. I need to start getting some structure to the show. Right now, it's just been kind of survival. I'm just trying not to drink, So
Mm-hmm.
the show has just been get on here and just talk it talk it out. So, all right, brother,
Sure.
I will talk with you soon. We'll see if I can get this other guy on the phone, and we're gonna call it a night. And I may end up driving Saturday if you want me to swing by. Are you in town Saturday, down south there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll be around.
I'm gonna have my
That'd
daughter
be
with
great.
me, so we may. I know you live in a very beautiful area of the state you live in, and we may do a little sightseeing. You can point us in the right direction. So
Absolutely. Yeah. It's supposed to be great weather. Perfect time of year.
cool. All right, Al. I'll talk with you soon.
Okay, Tom. Thanks a lot.
See ya. So Al says going on that guy's trip down to the beach with my buddies, it's like kind of going into a burning house and go, no, I'll be okay if I just sit over here. So maybe I just can't do it. Hey, David Williams. Hey, David Williams. How you doing? There's Darren or Ross Burrow. Tommy, are we still brothers? Yes, we are still brothers, Darren. Um, what's up? So Here's an email. Hey, Tom, sorry for the random comment, but I worked another 13 hours a day, and my store finally opens tomorrow after working 13 hours a day for weeks now. When you dedicate yourself to some hard work and something bigger than yourself and see it come together, it's so much more fulfilling, and it gives you so much more joy than anything drugs or alcohol has to offer. And I can say you were a big part of me starting that process and finding a purpose. I doubt I'd be in the job and position I am now without you. Oh, those are big words. Thank you there, Jesse. Hope you are doing great. You are an inspiration. Uh, no, we are. It's so great. We do have so many people who started getting sober on this show, and they're 30 days in, and that's and it, you know, it's just the community. It's just we're holding each other accountable, and we're talking. We have a routine. That's why AA works for so many people. They get addicted to to the meetings. Uh, AA is better than sober talk because there's some steps that you can work that will get down to the root of some of your problems. Like I always say, alcoholism addiction, kind of stems from some kind of abandonment, some kind of trauma in your life. And I remember talking to my therapist about normal things, this and that, but that's happening. She goes, Tom, those things aren't normal. Well, they're normal to me because I remember them. That it happened so often, and me screaming and being drunk of my kids, that's normal to them, which sucks. That sucks. So, all right, let's see if we can go back to try another caller here, and let's see. Let me go to my notes. So yeah, guys, it's a good night. It's a really, really good. It's a good night. I'm excited to be here, and let's give Clay one more call. And did we have Clay on? I can't see. That's jello brain, and I'm by myself. But once I get the producer, they'll be in there going, okay, we got Clay back on the phone. He couldn't make it earlier, and so well, there you have it. Is there anybody who wants to talk on there? You know who I really want to talk to? I really want to check up on called John Irwin.
Calling John Owen.
If you guys remember, John was the guy who called and he got drunk, purposely ran his car into a tree at 60 miles per hour. And I've been texting with him. He's the ace buddy.
Hello.
Hey, John, Tom Mabe from
What's
Sober Talk.
happening, man?
How you, boy? You sound better. How are you? What's going on?
I've been sober for about a week now.
Oh, since the last time we talked to you, now, man. That's so. How's your head? How's your mind space? How's your brain doing? Your brain juices.
It's still overworked a little bit, but it's better than what it was. I went off the deep end last week, man. I was the furthest I've ever went. To the point, I was just tired of it and ran myself into a tree. You know what I mean? Pretty deep.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. You ran your car 60 miles per hour into a tree. You said you drank a bunch of Mike Hard's lemonades. You got in kind of an argument with stepdad, and you seem to need his approval. Is that just something because he's the?
That's what I almost feel like it is. That I need it, or that I need him to accept me in, because he really don't accept me. It's always been he's already told me he don't trust me. You know what I mean? So it's almost an exception thing. And I've always felt like I need to be accepted by somebody my whole life.
No, we judge our, for the longest time I would text somebody, or tonight I texted a guy who I'm looking at. He's a producer, and he didn't text me back. I'm like, oh, is he pissed off? Is he mad at me? What's going on? I'm like, quit it. Quit having that self-doubt. Quit basing your happiness whether or not someone texts you back or if they approve of you. Screw whether they approve of you. Think about, do you approve of them? Don't care what people think of you. Care what you think of them. That's the best way. That's what I love about the on awakening, the prayer and the big book is like, please lift these self doubts, this self pity, these these self-serving motives. Remove them from my world, because everything, it's almost narcissistic when you, no, that's not the right word for it, but it is insecurity, and it's something growing up. Your mom forgot to put jelly on your peanut butter sandwich or something, but it's something that stems. We got to retrain our brain not to be so insecure. Someone says, "What are you? What am I talking?" They never thought in a million years that I would be insecure, especially. And they're like, "Dude, you really got to stop this. You're a good dude. You're a good guy. You've done a lot of stuff." But still, it's like grown up Tom's got to go tell little Tommy that, hey, we did okay for ourselves. We're alive. We made some mistakes, but things are fine. We know what our mistakes are, and we're working on not keeping on making those damn things.
Right. And I mean, a little talk when I've talked with DAs throughout the week, and then talked to you through, some on the weekend, and just sitting around thinking about, I really don't have it that bad. I really don't. Just at that moment, in my anger, I just had a belly full. I just had enough, man. I don't know.
So what are you doing to sustain this where you are? What's your long-term plan to stay sober? Did you check out any Zoom meetings? Are you going to do that?
No, I haven't really checked in. Like I said, I don't get on. I might look at Facebook a little bit every now and then, and now I'm watching your show. So other than that, I really don't plug around on the phone that much.
Look,
my problem is I sit around and think too much. And another thing is, how sometimes you hear a song in your mind, but you can't sing it. That's about how I do in my life. I can put it together, or I can think about how I need to put it together, but I can't put it together. You know what I'm saying? I can tell anybody good advice in the world, but I can't apply that to my own self.
Well, let me tell you why that is, and let me tell you why that is with myself. I can't say you're like this, or I'm not giving any kind of advice, but when I was a kid, I remember trying to do my dishes, and my mom said, "Tommy, you do the dishes, you go out and play with Steve, Bobby, and Jim." And I said, I just couldn't get to it. I didn't know where to start. I'm like, no, it'd been easier to cut my arm off than for me to do those damn dishes. And finally, Steve takes his coat off and he starts doing the dishes for me. And so we can go out and play. And I go to the game room or whatever and play Galaga or Miss Pac-Man or whatever we were doing. And we got to the point where my son, I grew up, had a kid. My son, I was telling my therapist, my son's behavioral therapist, said, I can't get him to clean his room. I try to, he sits for an hour. I said, you can come out, just clean up your room somewhat. She said, and I said, so I try to break it down. Josh, start with picking up the Hot Wheels, and then start with this. And she said, no, you can't even say pick up the Hot Wheels. You got to break it down even more. All right, get all the blue Hot Wheels. Now get all the red Hot Wheels. Break it down. So here I figured it out. I call it work ethic now. It's work ethic. We know we have structure, but I would sit upstairs, top of the stairs in the foyer between my son's bedroom and my daughter's bedroom. They were in there and they're ready for Coach Dad. I said, all right, everything off the bed that doesn't belong on the bed. And they just put everything back on the bed that belongs on the bed. Your pillow, your sheets, your blankets. All right, now throw all your dirty clothes at Dad. And so you just got to break it down. Alcoholics are wired such where we got to retrain our brain to do it a different way. Otherwise, it would be easier for us to cut our arm off than to clean up our room or do dishes. So maybe break it down into steps next time you do that. That's a tool that I do. I clean we got this big old island in our kitchen, and it's just a collect all. It looked like a daggone yard sale threw up on it, trinkets and everything, and water bottles and. All right, I'm going after forks, or I'm going after plastic bottles, whatever. So that's something. So, but I would love to. And again, this is a bipartisan show. We don't care, how people get sober. We don't. And people talk, well, it's not a disease. Well, screw you. I don't care what you call it. We can't stop. We have a hard time dealing with it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting here watching this sober talk with Tom Mabe or some redneck from Kentucky, being me. And but man, I would love for you to. You've never been to an AA meeting before, have you?
Yeah, I've been a few of them.
Okay, you have. I didn't think you had. Okay,
Yeah,
well maybe try
NAAA.
Okay.
We have.
Okay, My bad.
Celebrate recovery.
Okay. Well, so we'll get into the group here. I just don't want you to celebrate Friday. Hey, I made it 2 weeks. I don't got a problem. I'm good. I'm good. Because you're kind of stuck in that vicious cycle. If that happens again,
Yeah.
then you may want to try change your approach up a little bit.
Well, I mean, like today, everybody was, getting and stuff at the store drinking and stuff, and I mean, I told them, I said, I'll quit. I'm done. I'm trying something different this time. So I just take one day at a time. It's like you just said, break it down. Well, today I didn't drink.
Right.
Tomorrow I'm gonna do the same thing. Just keep going.
And you get those sober days. The more sober days you get under your belt, the more you'll go. It's far and wide. It protects you protect those sober days. I promise you. You really, really will. So this is. Go ahead.
All week, all week's been like that. I've been sober all week. So I mean, that's that week's been down. Now this is the second week now I'm working on. So, and then it's gonna be months I'm working on. Then it's gonna be years I'm working on. So I'm breaking it down. I'm pretty much that's what I'm doing. Like I said, just how you can hear a song in your head, but you can't say the words. That's about how it's been going for me.
Well, you got a therapy. You see a therapist once a month, right?
Yes, once a month.
So go in there next time with some tools. Say, I need some tools. If you're not going to get them from, if it didn't take with AA, find something because you have to get, we got this. It's called, this is an AA thing, but it's called RID. It's restlessness, irritable, and discontent. And drinking is just a symptom of what we alcoholics and addicts have. We're restless, we're irritable, and we're discontent. And drinking is just a symptom of that. We drink the beer to self-medicate. But until you fix that restlessness, you're going to, they say the success rate isn't that great if you don't figure out what's bothering you. And that was my problem. I have no problem quitting. I have problems staying quit. I want to being sober is one thing, but being sober and happy, that's another thing. So that's what I'm working on. I've had that vicious cycle where I did it every damn time I quit, man. So like a lot, that's what I'm working on. And I would challenge you to try to figure that out too, get to the root of the problem, and it probably stems from abandonment or trauma as a child. So, but man, I'm proud of you. I'm so glad. And if you're on the computer here on our page on Sober Talk, definitely check out the private group because there's you got the Bev Hollands and you got the Natalie's in there, and they'll help you. These guys are. Carl, get with Carl. Carl will definitely. I got to call Carl here shortly, but all these folks will help you. And your good buddy Da. Da seems to be. He seems to be a good egg, and he's one of those lucky ones where he was able to cut back. I'm not that kind of. I can't cut back. I gotta have. There's no such thing as. I have no purpose to have 4 beers. I need 18.
It's all or nothing.
Yes, absolutely. So here's what Bev said. Bev says, how I started on the journey of sobriety. I put pen to paper and made a list all the negative people, places, and things, and a list of major triggers. And then I made a highly structured daily routine. And that's why, Bev, I want to start, you guys know I do this at 8 o'clock. I want to start doing a morning show as well. Get up and do
Unless you do it at 3 o'clock in the morning, I won't be able to make now. I get up about 3:30 and leave here about 4:30.
Well, that's structure. And you didn't pick up any beer on the way home from work today, did you?
Oh no. I told them I quit. Like I said, I'm done with it. I'm starting. So I'm doing something different this time. I mean, I damn near killed myself last Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, 2 Fridays ago, and that was it. Man, it didn't happen. So there's a purpose for that. I'm here.
Yeah, well, I just hate to see anyone just depend on our little community here to get sober.
Like I said, I mean, there's other options out there. Now I don't have a ride, so now I'm focused on trying to get another vehicle. You know what I mean?
I got you.
I ain't had that for 2 months. Just bought that.
Yeah. So all right, brother. Well, I'm going to check on you from time to time because I'm worried about. Try to listen to the show. I mean, try to tune in at 8 o'clock. There's a lot of good shows.
Yeah, I was tuning in and y'all was talking about the life insurance thing, which I got my life insurance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When the court calls me to go home, that's when I go home. That's my life insurance.
I see. All right, brother. I want, when you got, yeah, it's a mess. But all right, brother. But being sober is better than, it's better than any, life insurance. So, all right. Thank you, John. I'll talk
Amen.
with you down the road.
All right, bro. Take care.
You too, buddy. We'll see you.
All right. Yeah.
Well, that was good to hear him in a better place. That was John Irwin from Florida. And early is someone's saying early is good for them. Todd Smith says early. So what time if I did a morning show? What time you thinking? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock? I mean tomorrow I'm going to do a morning sober talk because I got to travel to Nashville, Tennessee tomorrow for a writing session. And my buddy who wrote 5 o'clock this summer, we're Jim Moose Brown. We're hooking up and writing a little tune. I ran by and he loved it, so we're going to knock it out. And so I need to do sober talk early. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll come here early. Should we just say 9 o'clock tomorrow morning? And if I will touch in from the road to remind everybody that we had a sober talk. I just need to get some guests. So if you want to be a guest on Sober Talk tomorrow morning, please email me. I see some people here. Todd Smith, 8 a.m. was good. 8. All right, everybody's saying 8 a.m. 8 a.m. 8. Okay, there you have it. Joel, Todd, Darren, Daryl. Let's do it 8 a.m. tomorrow. I think that's a great thing for us to shoot for. All right, let's give our buddy Carl. Carl Martin says, if getting sober was easy, I would get drunk every day. Just a thought. Yeah, it's jump starting that sobriety. You could go, I've gone a month. I'm okay to drink. So you drink, and it's another 3-4 years before you can actually quit again. And you got to just wait for that vicious cycle to get back to doing something really, really bad. And then you're like, okay, that's hey, by the way, I found out that you can't say Columbus Day. You can't say Happy Columbus Day. It's the Genesis. What's the word? Non-binary day. I don't know. Indigenous Day. So, all right, let's give our buddy Carl a call, and then we'll call it a night. It's a nice little small group tonight, but that's cool. I don't mind it. We are doing this for the people who need to be here and the people who are here right now. I need you guys, so thanks for being here for me. So we'll end up our show. We'll wrap our show up with Carl here, and then yeah, man. Hey, brother.
I was just listening.
Yeah, I thought you were hearing me. I was letting you know I was going to call you on the air.
No, I thought where you were just listening where if getting sober was easy, everyone I would get drunk every night.
Yeah, right.
I remember a guy saying that in a meeting.
Because stopping is when you finally do stop. It takes me forever to jumpstart my sobriety. Once I get it, that's easy. Once I get 2 or 3 days under my belt, I'm good. I can go a year or 2 years. But so how are you, brother? What's happening?
Man, I am doing good. I'm up here in the mountains of North Carolina. We did a project up here today, and I pulled over to my wife had sent me a message. Carl, is Tom on? And I mean, she's on my ass to make sure I saw you're listening or commenting on your show every night now.
That's great. No, that's yeah. Congrats to your wife.
No, I shouldn't have ever told her about it. So, but now she, no, we all understand it's for my better good. And so, and I was going to say something. Tom, seriously, reconsider or consider that golf trip. I did that same crap, man. I swear to God. I had, there were 12 of us, and, and I sat there and suffered, and, I said, guys, I just don't need to drink anymore. I got heart problems. I got all this, I never said, hey, I'm a drunk. I'm an alcoholic. I can't drink I drink one, it ends up 20, and you guys know that. And I never did say that, Tom. I mean, it just was not in me at that time. Now I tell it.
Let me bring the folks who are just joining us. Earlier in the show, I was telling you guys that I have a place on the beach, and one of my buddies is just turning 50, and we were going to do a big outing. We're going to do a golf trip in Hilton Head and bar hopping. I was going to be the designated driver, and my wife said, "Do you think you could do that?" So yeah, I'll do sober talk every night, and and then Al said something about, it's kind of like going into a burning house. I go, I'll sit over here on this chair. I won't get burned over here. So I probably can't do that. If I did do it, maybe I'll go down for a couple of days, let them have the place for a week, but maybe, me get the hell out of Dodge after a couple, because yeah, you're right. Just thinking about it makes me want to drink. Going there for my buddy's birthday.
Hey, Tom, even if you went through the entire trip and didn't drink, that is going to stay on your mind, or at least for me, when I did it. I mean, for a week, I was thinking, Carl, just go ahead, especially at the number of days that you are right now, Tom. It is so easy to convince yourself right now that, hey man, I got this whipped. I can have one or two. I mean,
yeah, the last time I went down to Hilton Head, I had a whole team of lawyers in my brain negotiating. Dude, this is why you need to drink. You got a place. You're on the ocean. You owe it to yourself. You did all this, and why have a place on the beach where you can't have a freaking tropical frozen drink? That's why the group of lawyers in my brain, they were telling me that it was okay for me to drink, and I did. But if my wife wasn't with me, dude.
I read that one time where you were talking about the group of lawyers. That damn committee up there is they're going bonkers. They're saying we got this guy one way or the other. Watch this. We're gonna tell him this, and he'll be right back where he started from.
Isn't that crazy?
And then worse. But man, there's no sense. You can go play golf next year with them all and tell them all to do
whatever.
Hey,
whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's real quick. What do you think about two things? And Dustin called in earlier, and he said, "Hey." I said, what do you want to talk about? He said, I was just calling this. I was going to see what the topic was tonight. I need, right now, I have not had any real structure to sober talk. It's just been such, therapy for me that I just get in here and we just talk about anything. We just go at it. But I want to start trying to have a theme to each show. When you go to an AA meeting, they read out the big book, and then people will comment on, oh, great topic. Here's my name's Karen, I'm an alcoholic, and there's some kind of, this is not an AA meeting, and nothing like it is something, but it's AA rocks. This is just like pre-AA or something. I don't know what you go, but I want to start. I want your thoughts on what do you think about doing a topic of show, and then tomorrow, because it's a travel day for me, I got to go to Nashville. My writing session is not till 2, which is 3 my time. By the time I get back, it's going to be really late. And what do you guys think about? About doing an 8 a.m. tomorrow. Like I need so much structure that I thought about doing an 8 o'clock at night and an 8 o'clock in the morning show. So tomorrow I'm doing an 8 a.m. sober talk. Any thoughts on?
Yeah, and I had said 9, but 8 is fine. I get up at 4:30 every morning anyway. But hey, one thought, Tom. Sure enough, one thing that helps. At least me, and I know it helps others because I helped start a gratitude list. But even if we don't talk about gratitude on the show itself, if people will comment on anything they're grateful for, gratitude, you cannot be pissed off at the same or upset at the same time that you're expressing some form of gratitude of anything.
Okay,
yeah,
so let's do everyone in the comments. Write one thing that you're grateful for.
Exactly.
In the comments right now, if you guys are watching, we got 29 people watching right now, so toward the end of the show. Write down gratitude. Something that's a great idea. So yeah, I need to get some kind of structure, some kind of little legal pad here on my desk of things structure of the shows. You know, a lot of people they emphasize the Serenity Prayer, they do this that, but again, this is a lot of people hate AA, so this is not a. This is I don't want to be a big book Bible thumper. You know, I want this to be something for everybody, and AA is not for everybody. It's for me right now because I've tried everything. This is just the
Yes,
next.
and
This
it
is the
needs to
next.
be,
Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
it needs to remain that way. But one thing is for certain, gratitude, or even if you have to fake being grateful for something, uh, at some point in time, Tom, everybody, I think you already know what I'm talking about, but and I know that Bevan and others do too. To be grateful to wake up in the morning and be vertical and know where you are is a good start, you know.
I'm grateful that I
Uh,
get to go home tonight and watch another episode or two of Hell on Wheels. So this we
See,
gotta.
that's a great gratitude comment. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, it's
People
something
need to understand.
you know, I go to bed. I'm like, I look forward to coffee in the morning. Real quick, hey all, so happy to be here. That's Brian. Better late than never. Very thankful. Pizza. This is Mike Monty says health. Bev Hollinson so agree with you, Carl. So Bev, what are you grateful for? Joel Harris is grateful for his grandkids. 2 shows a day is an excellent idea. Bev says. It's a group of crooked lawyers drinking and making a plan to destroy you, Tom. That's it. That's a we are not a glum lot. That's from the big book. So, Carl, you're
Yep.
so right. So people are on Sober Talk are telling me what, uh, and Mike Monty also says, Smart Move, Tom, do not do it. I'm so glad you guys were here and I could talk to you about the golf trip down on the beach because that wouldn't go well. That wouldn't go
It's
well.
just not the time you're putting yourself in a situation that's not
You know,
compatible to where you are right now, in
right.
my opinion. And, and I'm talking from experience. I'm not talking from something that I have not done before myself. So anyway,
Real quick, is Jovan Henderson. I don't know how to say your name. Says love this. He's 200. Let's see, it's a she. She's 217 days sober. Hello, Tom David Williams. Uh, uh, his
that's great.
family. That's their family. They're great. That's his family. Okay. Food champion, main closer at Taco Bell. Hey, buddy, glad you're here. He's grateful for his family. So this is great. I could. So yeah, this is awesome, man. This is such what gratitude. So can someone write that down? Someone tell me, remind me to hit record, and someone tell me to bring up the gratitude. So every show, let's go through. Maybe top of the show, Carl. Maybe right at the top of the show, everybody. Hey, welcome to Sober Talk. Everybody, I want one thing in there that you're grateful for. That is freaking
Yeah.
awesome. That's a great
Gra-
idea.
and Tom, for me, when I was somebody told me early on, gratitude is an attitude. Gratitude determines altitude, and that becomes true once you practice it on
You
a
have to.
daily basis.
I kind of lost you. You said gratitude is an attitude, and then you said gratitude is what else?
Uh, Gratitude determines altitude.
Uh,
Um, and I at first, I thought that was just a bunch of podunk, and then I started practicing it. And whether you like it or not, it does become something that is meaningful to you. You'll do it whether you pronounce it to anyone or announce it to anyone or not. You'll start saying, "God," or whoever you talk to, man, lady, thank you for letting me wake up this morning and be sober and be grateful that life is here for me to experience this thing. I mean, anything. I mean, grateful for the grass.
yeah.
There's,
No,
there's,
it is.
there's,
It's you know I'm grateful that my car runs good. I mean, just because I've never
exactly.
yeah. So, but yeah, but like tonight I went home. I smell like fish. I smell like I made veggie burgers for my wife and I fried fish for the kids. And I and
Yeah,
I
I
and
can smell it over the phone too. This is nasty.
It was fiber optics. But I stink. But I'm so grateful that I got to go home and I got to uh, make dinner for my family. And maybe Sober Talk is like our local news. We have an 8 a.m. show, we have a 5 o'clock show, and then we have an 11 o'clock show. No, I can't do 11 o'clock. I can't be away that much. But I am going to do. I may ramp it up, Carl. I may start at least tomorrow. I'm going to do 8 a.m. Sober Talk will be broadcast at 8 a.m. because tomorrow I have to go to Nashville. So
No, I tell you what, and I will hopefully others will join too. That if I only make one post in the morning on your show, it'll be a post of gratitude for something.
yeah,
And hey, one thing, Tom, everybody needs to understand: every day you're not going to want to be grateful for anything. I mean, not every single day. Some days you're going to say, "Hell, I'm not even grateful for anything." But
right.
if you'll force yourself to think about being grateful for something, even if it's false, at least you'll put yourself anyway.
I love the routine. I love the structure, Carl. I'm loving all of this. This is just really, really, really cool, man. It wasn't the biggest show tonight as far as attendees, but boy, good takeaways. Gratitude. We have to start commenting what is our gratitude. And Carl, I want to remind everybody that if you want to watch the podcast, in the description, Carrie has placed, she sent me a screenshot of everything to post in the description if you're watching this. Our YouTube page, our podcast page, everything is under Sober Talk Live. And again, if you're in a place where you can support the page, I think it's like it's $4.99 a month. You can cancel anytime. People is asking how they can give. I don't know how. So we're set up with this supporter thing. There's a link in there as well. I love you guys. Carl, you good? Anything you want to wrap up by saying?
No, other than the CBD or whatever it was, man, that was good stuff. It's my wife is using it on her hip joint, and it really has been good stuff. And Tom, immediately when I figure out how to start joining that $4.99 deal or whatever it is, I will sign up immediately. And I think that will quickly grow. This needs to continue.
It doesn't need to grow much. It just needs just to offset some of the costs, and I really need some help doing this. So, all right, guys.
Yes, you did.
All right, love you guys. I'll talk with you soon. See you, Carl.
See you, Tom.
See ya.